Tonight on Live with Cordone and Kilgore.
From the online variety show My Talented Freinds Live on the Open Stage YouTube channel, Gib and Lando.
Right now on Live with Cordone and Kilgore.
Well, hello.
Hello, everyone. Oh, it's so good to be back after our little break last week. Welcome to Live with Cordone and Kilgore. Thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie Cordone.
And I am Sean Kilgore. We are thrilled that you are here with us this evening. It is Monday, May 17th, 2021. This is episode 16 of Live with Cordone and Kilgore with our very special guests, Gib and Lando, from the online variety show My Talented Freinds Live. Can't wait to introduce them to you and to hear all about their journey and see what's going on there, yeah?
Yeah. So welcome to all of you, whether you're listening to the audio podcast or if you're joining us live as we're streaming to you on the Cordone and Kilgore, YouTube channel and Facebook page. You can find us on all these pages through the magic of StreamYard. So if you're joining us tonight on Facebook, please invite your friends to come along by sharing this live stream. And you can do that by selecting share from the bottom of your screen. You can see right there that it's on the big, huge arrow that Sean has put there on the left. Then you can hit write a post. And finally, type a message to invite your friends to join us and hit the blue post button. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you've liked our page by going to Cordone and Kilgore on Facebook and tapping on the little thumbs up like button there to keep up with the latest Cordone and Kilgore news. Now, if you're joining us on YouTube and you enjoy the show, please like the video and subscribe to our channel, which is, of course, Cordone and Kilgore. And everyone, of course, during this evening's broadcast, please comment and ask questions in the chat. As always, we'll do our best to respond to as many as possible because we always want to hear from you. We love that you've taken the time out of your day to join us. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Cordone and Kilgore. We're so glad to have you here. Hey,
Happy
Sean.
to have you. Hi, how are you? I feel like I
Hi.
haven't seen you in forever.
I know, it's been over a week.
I know. We made cake
Terrible.
pops together, cake sickles together, and then it was like you were gone. I didn't know.
I know. I still, though, have the icing, like the huge bowl of icing that I kept sticking my finger in. I still have it in my refrigerator. I'm not going to lie and pretend that I haven't eaten some of it.
That's okay. It stays good for a while, right?
I hope so. It's at least working for me. It still tastes good. I'll tell you that much.
That's all that matters. As long as it's working for you.
Always a good idea.
Yeah.
That's right. Always a good idea. So since I didn't get to see you, how was your week?
It was really, really nice. The whole reason that we sort of took the week off is because my parents were able to finally come into town after it's been almost a year and a half since I'd seen them, and my sister came into town as well. We had a little road trip, just my mom, my dad, my sister, and I. So it was like being, like we were young again, but the tables had turned. My sister and I are in the front, my parents are in the back. So it was fun.
That'd be so weird.
It was great. I was like, don't make me stop this car, We played games and stuff. It was awesome. It was really a blessing to have that time as just the four of us. We love our extended family, of course, but to be just the four of us like that was kind of a real treat, especially after what we've all been through. So that's really what took up most of my time. I did work in there, and so it was great though. How about you? How you been? It's been a really how you doing? It's been a good week. How you doing? It's been a good week. We have some good news to share this evening. I'll tell you first that my first bit of good news is that I had my very good friend Gloria Rice, who we've talked about on the show. She and I took a little time to go away for her birthday a couple weeks ago, and tonight for the first time I made myself a Stonewall Kitchen sea salt espresso martini. So This is what I'm drinking tonight. It is organic vodka that's made with organic corn and water. So I'm doing this course with some vegans from they're plant-based living folks. I just keep calling them affectionately the vegans. But so it's an all vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO cocktail that I also put some
So it's just these two. It's the mixer and the vodka, and then a little bit of coconut milk. And I'm very glad to report that after some taste testing with her at the beach, that my martini tonight is pretty
It looks
yummy.
delicious. And the next time we're in the
It
same
really
place,
is.
I would like to try that.
Anytime you get your behind over here, and I promise that we will sing together, and I will make you a, what is it, salted caramel espresso martini. Sea
Yes,
salt.
that sounds
Yeah.
delicious. Is that
Yeah.
a Christmas martini glass?
It's not actually. It kind of looks like one, but it has olives along the bottom and it has a red
Okay.
border. So yeah, but they're supposed to be like green olives with a little
For
thing in
me,
there.
it looks
So
a
no,
little Christmassy. I'm actually
it does look a
drinking
little
the Archetype vodka with a little cran,
yes,
cran peach. I think it's cran strawberry, something else, but very light, kind of a
that is
juice
so
mixer. It's
masculine of
delicious.
you. Your cran strawberry.
Yeah, you
That's
know
amazing.
me, masculine.
I think that Wade is actually here tonight. So
Is
I think
he?
we've got some friends that are sharing
go ahead
in
and see.
our love of good drinks, which makes
Let's
me
see
very
who's
happy. So,
here. Yeah.
oh, hi, Mom.
Mama.
Yay. So glad
Of
that you're
course,
here.
yes. We're
Oh,
so
yeah. Thanks,
yes,
Rachel.
we're so
We'll
excited
see her in just a
to
second.
have you guys on here. Just yeah, Wade is here. Very nice.
Heyo!
Okay, and the mamas and my dad. Oh, got some good news to share there too.
Fantastic.
My sister's
Oh,
here.
good. Oh, my
Excellent.
grandma's here. Hi, Grandma.
Yay.
My grandma's 92 and signed in through Facebook and Instagram. Yeah,
That's
Grandma.
awesome.
Oh,
Faith
and hi, Don and
are here,
Faith.
of
So glad
course,
you're
and our
here.
friend from Istanbul is here. Let's
Fantastic.
see.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
Excellent. Yes,
Yeah.
it is very good.
See, Wade is all about the good drinks. Ooh, and I think that was Christine Robeson. Hi, what's up? Sea salt
Next
martini.
time we'll have
Yes,
to.
I will be
My
happy to
brother-in-law,
send
Mark.
at least the recipe, if nothing else. Yeah, man, awesome. Yeah, well, from his point of view, for sure. Yeah, I had to switch it up. I think that everyone thinks that Archetype is now our like official sponsor. Hey, Wade,
right.
Do you want to be the official sponsor of Live with Cordone and Kilgore? We'll talk about it. Oh my God, and Rocky Ramirez. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so amazing. Hey, from Texas. That's amazing. I've got great glasses. What can I say? So yeah. Oh, it's so nice to see you all here tonight. So that was a piece of good news, was that we have good drinks flowing. Gib and Lando will also be bringing their own good drinks. So when when we did Tony and Tina's wedding together, she played my mom a million years ago. She was like 100 years too young to play my mom. So it made no sense, but she was such a good actress. Nobody cared.
I have friends like that. Friends like
that
that play my mother. That probably I could be, that I'm more peers with, that I still talk to, and I still call mama.
That's amazing. So along with the good drinks, one of the things that we have to celebrate, and Wade's going to celebrate with us in person, is that we are officially off to Oshkosh. Everything is ready to go. Plane tickets are booked, and we will be singing together in person with the real official band as the world opens back up on June 11th, as you guys have heard us say along the way. But the other exciting thing is that we have a live stream that's going to be happening. It's sponsored by a corporate sponsor through the Grand Oshkosh. And so you guys can all watch it for free, but you have to sign up on the link. It will be on our Facebook page. You have to sign up on the link to get an invitation to the live stream. Like I said, it's free and open to the public, so everyone can sign up. But we want to make sure that you have that information. So make sure you come to our Facebook page, and we will have it probably popped up at the top of our Facebook page so that you can get in there. Again, mark your calendars for June 11th. I believe that the live stream, as of right now at least, is only happening live that night. So there will not be a replay of it. But they have been generous enough to make sure that we can all see it all over the world for free. So if you're in Istanbul, set your clock for 7 o'clock on Eastern time. No, Central time. I'll have to get to the time. I think it's 7 o'clock Central time. And I may have gotten that part wrong, but on June 11th. So we are thrilled to be able to announce that. And then I didn't get to go on a road trip with my family this week. Soon enough. But what I had happen this week personally that was very cool was that we were at CVS, like just checking out at the counter, and I was trying to get. I don't know if you guys have CVS all over the place. It's a convenience store, right? Like a drugstore, and they have these cards where you can like get points for buying stuff. And we were trying to get the two cards that we had under the same two different names, trying to get them to merge or whatever. And the guy, it was late and it was lovely. The guy behind the counter was helping us and he was being wonderful. But it was about like, can we use these points to do this thing or whatever? And one of the patrons heard me talking about the fact that my dad has been going through chemo for a long time, and that he has a lot of prescriptions on this card. And he offered, because he thought I couldn't afford my purchase because of our medical bills, he offered to pay for my like makeup that I was buying at CVS. I was lucky enough that I was able to turn him down, but it was so sweet. And I promised that I would pay it forward because he had done that for me. So it was nice to have a good Samaritan out there in the world coming to me. So that was my
very
personal
sweet.
Good news.
Your personal
so I thought that Mrs.
experience
Claus,
of a random act of kindness. Absolutely.
That's right. I thought Mrs. Claus would be very proud. So
she
that
would.
was what
She
happened
would.
to me this week.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be visiting with Mrs. Claus in July, Christmas in July. I was hoping we would have her back. So
that sounds amazing. I love that idea.
We'll get her back. So of course we of course like to share some good news that we find in the news ourselves this week. So Natalie, you want to share with us a little bit of your good news?
I very much would. So as you heard me talk about a couple of weeks ago, yes, there are still good people in the world. I love that. Thank you, Rachel. We are on the same page. Yeah. So as I was talking about a couple of weeks ago, that now the EU they're letting Americans back in if you can show that you've been vaccinated. There is another piece of good news. I think that Italy is calling to me somehow because this news keeps coming in my direction. So 2 Italian towns, this is real news, I'm not making this up, are paying 50% of the rental costs for remote workers who are looking to swap their current digs here in the States for a slice of medieval charm. So the first is Santa Fiora in Tuscany, which is about an hour and 20 minutes south of Vienna. And the second is a town called Rieti in Lazio, in that region, which is about an hour and 20 minutes northeast of Rome. And they're both having a hard time keeping young people in their town. So maybe Italian young people aren't interested in the medieval walls and the Renaissance piazzas and the palaces that are in the vineyards and the local markets. But it looks like quintessential European living to me. So let's take a look first at Santa Fiora. There are a couple pictures that we have here where they've just installed high-speed fiber optic internet. That means that you can live in the heart of Tuscany, where homes cost between 300 and 500 euros a month. And an approved remote worker would receive a check for 50% of the total, meaning rather than being trapped in your little apartment in the States, you can spend as little as $240 a month to live in this little town in Italy, which is incredible.
This one in the upper, right? Is that the upper? Is this?
Yeah. So it's the other 3. So not the one in the upper left corner, but it's the one in the upper right corner and the bottom, or if you go clockwise from the top right corner, those 3 are all there. But if you want to be a little closer to Rome, the one in the top left corner, which is Rieti, runs about 200 to 500 euros a month. And according to the mayor of the town, for as little as 600 euros, you can have an entire little villa in the peaceful countryside. So Rieti is located in one of the most important highways in Roman times, and it's surrounded by creeks, ponds, canals, lakes, and it's known as the freshwater Venice, and Italy's belly button, because they claim that it's like the center of everything that's happening in Italy. So if you've been thinking of moving to Italy for years, now maybe your chance. So the Italian government is going to pay 50% of your rent for you to go and work remotely and live in their little towns. I can't imagine what would be better.
What is that? What is that in cash? 600 euros. What is that in cash?
They said it's about around $240 a month. Not the 600 euros, but it translates to about, by the time you do the 200 euros, which is half price, it's about $240 a month.
Yeah,
to live.
That shows how unworldly I am. I don't know anything about that. But it's funny, the belly button, because part of our trip down to Fort Lauderdale was to see the babies that have been born over quarantine. Is basically, so there's 2 babies born in my family over quarantine, both to my cousins, and belly buttons were a big thing. The one is at the age now where she's like obsessed with like belly buttons. So everyone's like, show me your belly button, show me your belly button. Look at Sean's belly button, look at mommy's belly button. We're like, all right, enough with the belly button.
Enough with the belly buttons. And now here you are with Italy's belly button showing itself to you again, right here.
Yeah, so Italy's what keeps
person.
coming up for you. Belly buttons are what keep coming up for me. What does that mean?
So if you put them together, we have to go live at Italy's belly button. I think that's really what it comes down to. Italy. So do you have any good news to share with us? What's going on in the world that's good that you know?
Well, actually, I sort of wanted to take my good news and make it a little more personal this week. So there's a couple really good things happening in my family. My grandmother is on the mend after a surgery and some complications from that surgery, but she's doing really, really good. And that's really good news. She's up, she's getting around. My dad is about to go in tomorrow to have a knee replacement surgery. So if everyone could just think of him tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. This is his very first surgery ever. He's never had a surgery before in his life. So he's going to have that tomorrow, but it's such a good thing because, you know, hopefully when he's done with this, he'll be no longer dealing with the pain of what he's been dealing with and all that. So that's really good. My friend Dawn, who is actually a friend of the show, she watches the show very frequently. Dawn, you'll see her in the chat usually. Her son Ryan just graduated law school, and lots of people graduating. So congratulations to all the people graduating and making it through the school year this year. And I think that's what I had. That's kind of the things I wanted to talk about in the good news section. And I would also encourage for everybody watching, whenever we get to this good news section, anything that is good that has happened to you in the past week or since you've seen us, we invite you to share that with us in the chat. We would love to share your good news, your personal good news of things that have what's happened to you, and let us know what's good in your lives as well.
Yeah. And speaking of good surgeries, our very good friend, mentor, and also manager now, Lisa Rock, is doing really well, and we love her. So I'm thrilled that everything's good on that front. And for all of you that are saying that you would love to go to Italy, I just send me a message and we'll go together. I think we should just make a whole thing of this. Chris Robeson, yes, 100%. We should. I am your Italian daughter. It's time to head that direction, back to the motherland. For sure. Right. Yeah. But
so and thank you everybody for the prayers and the good thoughts for my dad. That's awesome. Thank you for saying
absolutely.
That in the chat. What else? What else do we want to talk about?
I think
so did you want to talk about the possible on the subject of Italy? You want to say why we talked about it before?
I think you might have to lead me down that path, Sean. I don't think I know what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
Well, the other show that we've been that we chatted about.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can definitely talk about that. Oh yeah. Yes, I thought maybe there was something else that I missed. We were going to Italy. We got a contract in Italy, and I didn't know. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to have any of you weigh in on this. Sean and I are talking about creating a new show. We're always talking about creating new shows. Oh, yay. Oh, Rocky.
Happy birthday to your daughter.
Birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, very nice. Happy birthday.
That's awesome. So we are talking about creating a new show that is based on our joint Italian heritage. So we're talking about doing a concert that would be all Italian music, spanning from a little bit of maybe some like art songs and opera, all the way through our great 20th century loves of, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, who am I missing? All the ladies, Connie Francis, all of that wonderful influence of Italian music, all the way up to the folks that are making a splash now. So Andrea Bocelli and the great music that's coming out of Italy these days. So if anybody thinks this is a good idea, we'd like to hear it.
This song's got to be in
my gosh.
Hey, Mambo Italiano.
Mambo Italiano.
Yeah,
I love it. Yes, that'll be right at the top of it. So if anyone has a thought on that, if you have songs that you love that you can't imagine the show without, we'd love to hear that. If you know somewhere that you think would love to hear some Italian songs, we would love to know about that too. And we are hopefully after our Steve and Edie show, that will be our next venture. We'll be putting that show together because it takes a while. These shows are a labor of love.
When you consider this Steve and Edie show that we're about to do in June, we have been doing this show for 8 years.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
traveling
that.
around
I'll go with 8.
different places around the country for the past 8 years. And so
Yeah.
we're excited to do it in June, and we're excited to be able to bring it to all of you, no matter where you are. Again, you can watch that live stream, and it's going to be a beautiful live stream, a 3-camera shoot. So definitely check it out. I apologize, I didn't have that slide done for the sign up sheet, but Natalie's made a really great sign up sheet for it. We'll share it and post it.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you? I'm falling down on the job. We will. The theater does have a beautiful Google form that is super easy to fill out. We'll put it on our website, and you can just go there and sign up. So I promise that'll be there. Yeah. Excellent. Even I'll make sure that it's on the Facebook page. But without further ado, we would love to bring on our guests. They've been waiting so patiently in the green room this whole time. So Chris Gibson and Rachel Landon, better known as Gibby and Lando, are married to each other this time. They both work for Open Stage, a professional theater company in Harrisburg, PA, where together they host their online variety show, My Talented Freinds Live. Let's take a look.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong? You may choose between the jarred gravy and the blue cheese.
I wrote both down, so I'm doing both.
Leaping lizards!
Are you ready to travel through time? I know I am.
You're wearing a black shirt.
I'm wearing a black shirt.
You call that a glass of water?
That was so well done. You're welcome, the internet.
I have actually known Chris Gibson longer than I've even known Sean. And tonight, the four of us will finally get a chance to chat about partnerships and friendship, love, and theater, and hosting live online talk shows direct from Harrisburg, PA. Here are Chris Gibson and Rachel Landon, better known as Gibby and Lando. Hi, you guys. You've been so patient. Thank you for hanging out for the last few minutes.
I know. We love hearing all the good news. We've absolutely love it.
Right?
Drinking.
Oh,
nice.
Cheers. Salud.
That marquee is fantastic. That's wonderful. That's high tech.
Right?
Thank you. Thanks.
Sean knows what he's doing around here, right? If we're having dueling notes. Shows, it's all Sean.
We're taking notes.
No, you guys do it. Your show is great too. You do a lot of really fun and different stuff. I would definitely encourage our audiences to join you on Tuesday nights. You got something to watch on Tuesday nights now, everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that our audiences are probably very similar in their tastes, and we certainly cater to a theater loving audience and a musical theater loving audience in particular, and. We just we just kind of goof around. I've always had a love for variety shows, so this is actually a show that we were developing for the theater and before the Panderini. I don't know if you heard, but there's this terrible thing going on.
Oh, is it happening now?
It's
I thought it was
still
over.
happening, apparently.
It never happened. Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You gotta turn on the news every once in a while, I guess.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
But yeah, so we were going to do the show anyway, and then we decided to, when everything shut down, we thought, well, we'll just do this show that we were going to do, and we'll put it online. And
and the great thing is that the silver lining, I guess you could say, is that we know amazing and talented and beautiful people all over the country.
Yes.
And the silver lining was that we're able to bring them in from all over the world using this platform.
Through the magic of StreamYard, as you said.
Of the internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys are doing great stuff with StreamYard too. I absolutely love the platform. I think, and I love how it's continuing to grow and more functions.
Yeah, they got bought by a larger company, and so suddenly we've got a lot. You can have longer video and more toys and bells and whistles. And right about the time that we are probably going to, I think we're still gonna be using Streamyard, but we are about to start incorporating a live audience into our show, which is very exciting.
That is very exciting.
Yeah. It's easy to do
this was a
comedy
show
when there's
that
no
you
audience and nobody's laughing. You know, it doesn't matter. But then when they're actually here and they don't laugh, then
then you know what you're doing. So will that be in the theater, and then you'll be streaming live from the theater?
Yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. We just did about a $500,000 renovation on our facility, and
actually, right before the shutdown.
Yeah, we were open we had just opened for about 3 months before the panorama shut us down, and then we have a main stage that seats about 100 people. Natalie, will remind you very much of our Mad Cow days back on the old Mad Cow, you know, back in the Pine Street.
The upstairs Mad Cow.
Yes, or even the upstairs. Yeah. So it's on the same sort of par with that in terms of size. But we built a secondary black box theater that only seats about 60 people, and we're converting that into basically a broadcast studio.
A pseudo studio. I call it a studio.
A studio.
Studio.
Phil Collins.
Yeah,
we miss him. I think he's still alive.
I love it. That is super exciting. Congratulations on that. That is super
Yeah.
exciting.
We're actually celebrating our 1-year anniversary of the show coming up this week in like 2 days. I think we had our first show on May 19th of last year.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that
too. Really
that's
running.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, we were, the Open Stage is now going into our 36th season, and so in our 35th season, we were planning on. Well, we were in rehearsal for Angels in America. As a matter of fact, we were just going into tech, and when everything shut down, and we thought surely,
Be a few weeks.
Yeah, maybe a week. We'll be back. So the cast decided to just start rehearsing on Zoom just to keep our lines, and we just memorized all those 8 hours of lines, and then we realized this was not going away, and so we actually were that company that did an 8-hour Zoom production of Angels in America.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a wonderful production. It would have been much better live, obviously, but it was at least satisfying to get some sort of closure with that. And then once we did that, we realized that we wanted, a lot of theater companies, understandably, chose to conserve their resources and shut down and furlough folks. And Stuart Landon, our producing artistic director, who is Rachel's brother, all life, and he decided, let's rather than do that, why don't we invest and lean into technology. And we picked up some decent cameras and some lights, and we invested in StreamYard, and we jumped right in, and we ended up doing an entire season of main stage shows online, as well as developing 3 weekly web series. So we kept very, very busy over the past year, and we're glad to get back to doing the thing that we really know how to do. But it's exciting to think that we'll be able to parlay some of this web stuff into, it's sort of a hybrid of what we're already doing. Because we're in the Court Street Cabaret lounge right now. This theater company is steeped in cabaret, and it's sort of like this. It is. I mean, it's everybody. We got like I said, a strong musical theater following here, and so it'll be interesting to be able to take that and add the element of broadcasting live, as well as in addition to having a live studio audience. We're very excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be following you guys, and I can't wait to see how it all comes together. That's super exciting. So let's hear a little bit about how you and Natalie and you connected.
Oh my goodness.
So Chris and I have known each other for a really long time. We're not even going to talk about how many years it's been. It's been a very, very long time. But we met in the Orlando theater scene back then. And then we did a very special show together, which I know, Chris, you had a much longer run with than I did. So can you tell us a little bit how this beautiful, very special show, La Poutane avec les fleurs, came to be and your history with it before I got there and then subsequent?
Yeah. Sure. I was producing the Orlando International Fringe Festival, which is just about to kick off its 30th year tomorrow. So cheers, Orlando Fringe. And,
absolutely.
best wishes.
Yes, for sure. Yes, we're raising our glasses.
Oh, yeah. It's just such a wonderful festival. And this was, for anybody who is a Fringe fan, this was the famous year where we took over the old Orange Avenue Mall that was defunct at the time. It's now been knocked down. I think it's where actually Mad Cow moved into, but it was a defunct mall, and at the time the Fringe was still creating venues in empty spaces in downtown Orlando. And so I was producing that year, and a couple of friends of mine took a Henry Miller short story and developed it into a sort of hybrid of an Old West melodrama and a hero's journey. And we called it La Poutane avec les fleurs, which means the whore with the flower. And it was a story of the world's greatest clown who is deeply unhappy, so he leaves the circus and goes off to find himself. And like all heroes' journeys, he makes his way back to the circus and makes his discovery that that's where he belonged all along. And Natalie was the original. No, you were the second circus girl, I think.
Yep.
You were the second circus girl, and I was the second Baptiste, which was they're sort of like the. They're a bit of a love interest, but also this was like a story within a story. So you had a group of players who were presenting the story. And so we had we developed these personas, and it was...
French clowns?
The French clowns, yeah. They were performed with intentionally, we say intentionally because we had no other choice, but very bad French accents. And it was
You
super.
still have a bad French accent.
Still have never improved upon it. Years later, dedicated to that mediocrity. I am committed. That's
commitment. Thing. That's commitment.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that Natalie, am I wrong in thinking that when we performed it, it was at the Orlando Shakespeare
Yes.
Theater?
That is correct.
Or Shakespeare Festival at the time? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we took that show and we ended up running it for a long time. We actually took it to Texas. It took me to Texas. I moved out to Austin to be with the rest of the creative team, and we toured it around Austin for a while. We took it on Canada to the Toronto Winter Fringe. We took it to the Kansas City Fringe. And on and off ran it for about 7 years, and it was just one of the highlights of my career, and certainly one of the shows that is certainly closest to my heart. And Natalie, it was a real pleasure to be able to be Baptiste to your circus girl. But I remember, I think when I met you though was when you were doing the Fantastics at Mad Cow. Is that right? I think that's right.
Exactly what it was. Yeah, it was my
With
first show. I actually wrote my thesis on it when I was in graduate school. So I was in the middle of my thesis process when I did that show. And it was such an experience for me to be able to dive into a show that had that history, right? And to have people that were so wonderful. It was such an A-list cast that I got to do that show with. And definitely. Looking back, so if you don't know the show of the Fantastics, there is a boy and a girl, and they're all archetypes, right? And there's a lot that happens to them in the show.
So is my vodka.
I had, yes, it is, because you have the best vodka on the show. So I was able to work with people who I actually almost had the exact relationships with that were in the show. Like, I was in love with the guy who played the boy, the guy who played the strapping man who was supposed to teach me about the world, knew everything about theater, and I knew nothing. So yes, El Gallo, who subsequently Sean has played. And it was just the gentleman who played my father was very much a father figure. It was a great experience for me to look back on and go, wow, very rarely does your life line up so well with a theatrical experience. It was pretty great. But yes, so I know the exact year we met, and I will not tell you what it is. That's how long ago it's been.
Well, Rachel,
So
can you tell us? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
So, Rachel, will you tell us about you and your history with Chris, how you guys met and how you came together, and yours, a little bit about your story together?
Well, I traveled all over the country after college, singing, acting, directing, and cleaning toilets. Really, basically everything at a theater. And then I moved back to Houston, which was my hometown, to be near my folks. This was in 2013 or so. And in early 2014, I had a friend come into town, and she said, "Oh, we have this opening in this touring show that I'm doing. You should go to Austin like tomorrow and audition." So I did. I drove to Austin and I auditioned for a show called The Intergalactic Nemesis, which was this kind of right up my alley. It was bizarre and fun. It was this ripoff of like Flash Gordon and Star Wars and Indiana Jones, like all kind of meshed together. Plus it involved comic books and old-timey radio shows. So it was like everything I loved all mashed together. And I got hired as a swing. And the very first rehearsal, my put-in rehearsal, Chris walked in, and like, you know those cartoon moments where like the characters have like little hearts in their eyes, and like that was me. I totally 100% fell for him, and probably like 6 or 8 months later, when we went on tour together, we started dating, and he's been stuck with me since. So.
But we were very lucky. We got to tour the world with that show. We sort of traveled to Hawaii and Australia.
I didn't get to go to Hawaii. Well, I did get to go to Australia, and that was pretty great.
And Edinburgh, the Fringe Festival. So we got to do quite a bit of touring, and then right about the time that we got married, we decided the show ended, and we decided to put down roots. And right about that time, the jobs opened up here in Harrisburg for us. So it really just worked out very, very well. And we've been up here for about 4 years now.
Almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years this fall. So.
And tell us what you're doing with Open Stage. How are you working with them? Because you guys both work for them full time, correct?
Yeah. So I was hired on as the marketing manager, but because it's a small company, or it's only 5 of us working here, it's a small professional house. So we all wear a lot of hats. And so when the costume shop manager left their job a couple of years ago, I was like, well, I'm already running the prop shop. Why don't I just take on the costume shop? And I'm like, just throw that in. And so I've been kind of the resident costume manager / sort of designer, plus the prop shop manager and the marketing manager. And I used to run the box office too. Thank God we hired
Dang.
so
wow.
So that's so I do a couple things here, and then I also act and direct and do the cabarets, and I teach. Yep. So
amazing.
And I'm still, production managing. I build sets. I'm the technical director, the production manager, and acting and directing. And so we live at the theater, but that's what we would have done anyway. We love it, and I particularly love this size of a theater. You know what I mean? That small professional theater where there's only 3 rows in our main stage, or 5 rows in our main stage, so there's literally not a bad seat in the house. And when you do a big Broadway show, and you have a wall of singers 2 feet away from you, it's I think a profoundly different experience. Not better or worse, but different from a Broadway experience, because there's an intimacy, and also the tickets are a lot more accessible and a lot more affordable. So this has been my sweet spot for the type of theater that I like to do all my life. And so I feel very, very comfortable and at home in this company. And the mission of Open Stage is to support a company of artists that create theater. And
Oh, what a great segue.
Look at that.
Yeah, there we go.
So talk to us about the theater reopening and what we're looking to see coming this summer.
Yeah, so we reopen on May 28th with a
Woohoo!
concert. Yes.
Exciting.
So close and very scary. I'm not sure I know what to do anymore. But so we're scrambling to make sure that the theater looks good, that we have all the equipment in place. We are in rehearsal. So we're doing a concert of Judy Garland songs. It's called Over the Rainbow. And it's kind of a celebration of all things Judy Garland. From when she started out in vaudeville up through the time of her death. So most of the songs people will know, but there's a few songs that are kind of these hidden treasures. So it's myself and 2 other women who are in the show. My brother is directing, Chris is the technical director, and we have an amazing musician slash composer slash accompanist Nicholas Warner, who is our one-man band for this show. And so that's opening up our season. We wanted to do something that was accessible and fun and joyous because something that Judy always said in all of her interviews was how much she wanted to give to the audience. She wanted to make them happy. Even though she herself was a pretty tragic figure and carried a lot of sadness in her, she was always happy on stage, she said. She always wanted to give happiness to others. And so I think that on the other side of this really tough and sometimes very terrible year, to just do something fun and joyous was, I think, a great decision on Stuart's part and something I'm very excited to perform in.
Are you doing the Get Happy? What's the medley? The two songs.
We're not doing the Barbara medley,
but there begged them, but not literally. I carry no sway.
There is a whole, but there's a longer medley. It ends with Get Happy, of course.
Okay.
But that Barbara Streisand, Judy Garland, that's
that happy days are here again.
Happy days are here again. That's right. Yes.
Get chills just thinking about it.
Yeah. So beautiful. And they had this. If you ever if you haven't seen that clip, go to YouTube and watch it. It's beautiful. And it's when Barbara Streisand must have been a teenager.
Girl, yeah.
She was young,
And they do this bit where Judy's like, "Oh, you're so talented. I hate you so much. You're so talented." And Barbara's like, "Oh, thank you, Judy. I hate you too." And they just go back and forth, and it's just adorable and
it's
beautiful.
awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about My Talented Freinds Live. It's not just the 2 of you. Tell us a little bit about the cast of the show.
Well, we are very, very fortunate in that we have access to sort of all of our old friends. Natalie, I don't know if you remember David Nell. But he was my assistant production manager at Open Stage or at Mad Cow back in the day. He's now in Chicago, and we've had him as a guest. And we've had tons of people from all over the country as guests, but our core members are the ones you're looking at right there. It's me and Rachel, and then Nick and Stacy Warner, who are another married couple. And Nick is our
pianist slash composer slash musical director slash
just sort of our maestro, and Stacy is an incredible belter. I mean, just a monster voice. So every show they do a feature.
They're a musical host.
Usually they're our musical hosts, so they're usually going to do a piece from a Broadway show, but they've also covered a lot of pop songs and stuff. And then
a few weeks ago, Stacy did "Work Bitch" by Britney Spears.
She did that,
Great, yeah.
Super
We'll
fun,
have to go watch that replay. That's definitely
and then Benny Benameda is the box office manager at Open Stage, and they are on the left side of the screen, and they have a persona that they adopt for the show, which is Chad Michelson. And Chad is a graduate of the Alsadek Theater School, which is the theater school that is part of our theater company. And this is fictional, of course, but he is a graduate of the Alsadek Theater School who has gone on to food delivery and has been roped into the show as an intern. and it does the bulk of the work, and I treat him terribly, and so it's great. I have had a fascination with variety shows that goes back even before my time in Orlando. I've developed 4 or 5 different variety shows throughout the course of my life, and I've always been really inspired by 2 shows in particular. One was The Muppet Show, and the other was the Dean Martin variety show, which ran for about 9 years, which was an amazing, amazing variety show. And so we really take as much from those 2 sources as possible. Like from the Muppet Show, we really try as often as we can. With a weekly show and not a lot of staff, it's tough, but we try to have some sort of narrative arc that is introduced and resolved in an episode or over 2 or 3 episodes. We really...
for instance, we had this was Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. No, not Thanksgiving. Oh, it was the Christmas shows.
Christmas, yeah.
In December, we had 3 specials where we were stuck in a time loop. And
sort of a riff on Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day
and Christmas Carol blended together.
Yeah, and Gibby had to learn the meaning of Christmas, which I don't think you ever did, but you were supposed to.
No.
And we had to replay the same show over and over again.
Oh my gosh.
That's very Muppet Show, to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
it's a running gag, right? Like that's
indeed,
what the Muppets say, right?
Yeah.
And then
like
Dean Martin,
myth.
we like to drink. Dean always had a drink, even though his was fake. We go the extra mile and we drink the actual.
Yes, we're authentic. Yes,
we're nothing if not method. Yes.
So everybody out there, they can catch all of your previous episodes as well as the current live episodes. Tell us about that real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you can absolutely check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/openstage. And you can see all of our back episodes dating back a year. Like I said, May 19th of last year, we were on the 3rd floor of our house, broadcasting from what we called the Giblanson Mansion. And so there's all these shows, and we have clips.
We have a lot of recap shows,
like
3-minute recaps where you can just kind of get, the taste.
An amuse-bouche, if you will.
Oh, nice. And I will. And we will.
And so you can watch it on YouTube. We also have all of our episodes on Facebook at the Open Stage page. And you can also, of course, join our Facebook group and catch new episodes every week. So Facebook, YouTube, and we just started on Twitch. We did get kicked off of Twitch. We're not sure why.
We were immediately banned on Twitch. Which I think shows.
Did you do something with tracks? They have a thing with tracks.
No.
If you use tracks,
I think the content was just so edgy and raw that
Oh.
the children and the youth culture wasn't ready for it.
You mean the youth culture that's
the
on
gamers,
Twitch playing
the
games
gamers on
like that,
Twitch
where they're killing people
that are killing hookers on a regular basis as they carjack people?
Too much for them. Too much for them. What is this?
Gibby and Lando.
Hey, you guys just got a subscriber. Our friend from Istanbul just subscribed to your channel.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Awesome, Budger. We'll see you on the show tomorrow night. Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Yes. Go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of your show, so we will actually be guests on your show on May the 25th. So for all of you that are here, do go sign up so that you can come and see their show before we get there, and then come join us on May 25th as we get to be their guests. But I know tonight we're actually running out of time. So before we go, I hope that you'll stick around with us, because each week we like to take a moment to get to know you guys a little bit better, and also the audience, in a segment we call Getting to Know You. So these are a series of questions that are randomly pulled from a deck of cards called Pod Decks, who are our first official sponsor for the show. And now it's time for Getting to Know You, if you'll stick around, powered by Pod Decks.
This edition of Getting to Know You is powered by Poddex, the hottest new tool for podcasters, and can make for a fun night at home, too. Simply shuffle up, ask a question, and let the good times roll. Check out poddex.com and use code GOODVIBES for 10% off your order. All righty. As always, everyone joining us out there watching, please give us your answers in the chat. We're going to get to as many of your answers as well, but let's get to know you. Question number 1.
Woohoo!
All right.
Question number 1.
What is your favorite microwavable food? If you got to heat something up in a hurry, what's your go-to?
I like cold food.
Popcorn.
You do like, yeah, you don't, yeah.
But yeah.
Would you say you
popcorn's a
do or
good
don't
one.
like cold food?
I love cold leftovers. So I don't tend to.
Do you
I
really?
have a lot of. I do. It's weird. I love
No, that's cool.
Like
pulling
pizza
that's-
and pasta
yeah,
sauces
that's-
and stuff. You dig them cold.
I dig
Awesome.
cold.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
popcorn is
Yeah, that's
probably.
fair.
I do reheat my coffee a lot in the microwave, so probably reheated coffee that's 3 hours old. So.
Yep, that's a good one. I do the same
That's
thing.
good.
I do the same thing. Chris?
I think probably just all my leftovers. It's the only thing I ever cook in the microwave is leftovers. I can't think of any other reason that I
Like
would
that you would,
use it.
yeah. Well, maybe
Except-
we have
yeah.
Michelina's mac and cheese
Michelina.
with. Is that Michelina? I don't know.
Worcestershire sauce. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right.
All right.
I will try that. That sounds all right.
Okay. I think
My
I
dad
too. I like a good lunch, like thrown in leftovers in the microwave. That's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh yes, ravioli. Yes,
Yeah.
100% pasta. Yeah, for sure.
If I'm going to heat
Yeah,
up
I'll take it.
pizza,
What
though, I'm
was-
going to heat up pizza on a skillet. And have you ever done it like that?
Oh,
That's the best way to heat
I
it
do
up.
it in
You
the
heat it up
toaster
on the crust
oven.
side first,
I've
and then
never
flip it
done it
over
on
and
a
just burn the
skillet.
cheese a little. So
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You gotta burn the cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
Do that. Burn the
Yeah.
cheese.
so you're flipping it in the skillet and like
Yeah,
doing it
you
cheese
get-
side down in the skillet.
You get it hot on the crust side first.
This is
and you heat it up that side
revolutionary. I've
first,
never
and
heard
then when
this
you flip it
before.
over, it gets like the cheese will get like it'll get like hard and crispy and like, oh, it's so good.
Now
We can't be
you wanna
friends
take
anymore.
It to the
No,
next
mm-mm.
level after that, though, Sean, is you take that piece of pizza and dip it in an egg wash, like you're making French toast, and make a French toast pizza, and it is
Yum.
pretty spectacular.
I
It
will-
actually
I
is
will-
really very good.
I will definitely try that.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm with Rachel. I just eat it cold before I do all that. That's way too much work.
All right. Very good. Question number
All right,
2.
okay.
Is there a
Question number
movie?
2.
Is there a movie that you always watch during the holidays? What's your favorite holiday go-to movie? I have so many.
What's your first one? Like, what's the one you can't live
It
without?
would be A Christmas Story.
Yes,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
I've never seen A Christmas Story all the way through.
Oh no.
I only
You'll have
saw
to-
it this past year. We specifically sat down and watched it because I'd never seen it all the way through either.
I've
But
only
Natalie
seen it
came-
The thing
as,
is
like,
that you-
24-hour.
Yeah, where they play it over and over and over again. Natalie, so they'd never seen it before, but she knew that it was my favorite, and she came to my Halloween party a couple of years ago dressed as the leg lamp. So she just put a lampshade on around her waist, and then put fishnet stockings on. It was awesome.
And black heels. I did it
Yeah,
up.
and black heels. No, it was nice. Yeah. No.
No, it was the cheapest costume I've had as an adult. I literally just bought a lampshade and then we hot glued the fringe onto the inside. It was great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We have I like this answer because it brings up a different holiday. Hellraiser during Halloween. That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
My mom says
All right,
White
that's fair.
Christmas.
Oh, White Christmas.
It's a
lot of
Wonderful
sci-fi
Life.
movies. I see a lot of sci-fi movies during the holidays. I
Oh,
feel
yeah?
like, yeah. So
Christmas
for a while, I
Vacation.
was watching Star
Yeah.
Wars a lot on Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3.
Question number 3.
Shopping online or in store, and why?
I
do you
love
prefer?
a bargain. So I usually like, and I like tactile sensations when it comes to like clothes. I like picking something up and feeling if and also we do a lot of thrift shopping. So
We do.
I love thrift store shopping.
Gotta be there.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
if I'm so excited to feel okay about going back into stores again. So
Yeah, totally.
in stores if I can help it.
Yeah.
We got a couple more answers rolling in here for It's a Wonderful Life, Jimmy
Oh, yeah.
Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Shopping online.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Both.
Hate crowds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I do have a maybe what some might call an Amazon addiction, but I also like shopping in person.
Jeff Bezos needs
Yeah,
money,
mine is.
though.
I prefer the in store
Right.
shopping if I can, but I mean, online shopping has saved us all for the last year, so you can't knock it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got its benefits. Yeah,
All right. Well,
for
that
sure.
concludes this edition of Getting to Know You. Thank you both so much for being here, for joining us. It's so nice to meet you, and I can't wait to follow your journey and see what's next for you.
And we'll see
Yeah,
you all next
and-
week.
Oh yeah, right.
Absolutely. Yep. We will see you on May 25th. So everybody who is here, make sure you join us next Monday, and then you can join all of us together again next Tuesday. over on their
And-
channel. So thank you
And
guys
hopefully,
so
we
much
would
for being
love
here.
to book you guys with your Steve and Edie show, or maybe your Italiano show here at Open Stage. Maybe we can make that happen.
That would be
in the
amazing.
next couple of years.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
We would love that.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, I'm a Maryland girl, so my family's not far from you. So that sounds
Right
like
down
an
the street,
amazing.
right down the street.
Yeah, right around the corner. Oh, well, thank you guys so much. We're so grateful that you're here. Salud. Congratulations on your 1 year anniversary coming up.
Chin, chin.
And we will see you online and hopefully in person very, very soon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
So
Well,
we
that was
really
great.
appreciate you guys taking the time to join us. I mean, everybody that came, both Gibby and Landau and everyone who's here tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So whether you're watching live or later in the week, thank you. And thanks again to our guests, of course, Gib and Landau. And don't forget to check them out tomorrow night over 8 o'clock on the Open Stage YouTube channel. Go subscribe.
Absolutely. We hope you guys have a wonderful week and that you join us again next Monday. We'll be back at 7 o'clock when we sit down with Lindsay Deneen, who is the host of a podcast called Artfully Told, which we have recorded an episode of. And hopefully maybe we'll find out when our episode is going to launch, our episode of Artfully Told. But she'll be our guest on Monday night. And then again, we'll remind you again on Monday about Tuesday night when you can catch us over on the Open Stage YouTube channel on My Talented Freinds Live. So thank you all for being here. We're going to leave you with a song. You've heard us sing it a million times. It is the title of our show, The Start of Something Big, the music of Steve and Edie, which again, you can catch via the live stream coming up Friday, June 11th. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you soon. Have a great week. And I'm gonna get to the video in just a second here. So
anytime you want. Until then,
okay.
we've got lovely comments coming in, so I'll take it.
Oh, perfect. All right.
All good.
Have a great. We'll see you later. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet Tributes.
You're walking along the street, or you're at a party,
Or else you're alone and then you suddenly did.
you're looking in someone's eyes, you suddenly realize
That this could be the start of something big.
your lunch is running wild, you're watching your diet girl declining a Charlotte Bruce, accepting a big run out of the clear blue sky. It's suddenly Valentine, and this could be the start of something big. There's no controlling the unrolling of your fate, my friend. Who knows what's written in the magic book?
But when a lover you discover at the gate, my friend, invite her in without a second look.
You're up in an aeroplane, you're dining in Shorty's, or lying in Malibu, alone on the sand. When suddenly hear a bell, and right away you can tell that this could be the start of something grand.
This could be the start of something very big. Why don't you play your part? Please give your heart to me and see. This could be the start of something wonderful. Why don't you take a chance? Just try romance with me and see.
You're watching the sun come up, counting your money, girl, or else in a dim cafe, ordering wine. And suddenly there he is, and suddenly where he is. And this must be the start of something. This could be the heart of something. This could be the start of something.